Hi all, I'm Ryan, welcome back to my garage. This week I'm going to carry on working on the Honda CB250N. Still got a lot to do. The engine still needs some shining up, but in order to not produce a video of just me rubbing an engine all day, I'm going to try and work towards creating a rolling chassis. So with that in mind, this is what I'm going to do next. So in order to create a rolling chassis, the frame is ready. That's all prepped up and ready to accept the engine. The engine below is still being cleaned. There's more to do, but I figure that there's nothing that prevents me from putting it in and out of the frame so that I can actually get something I can move around the workshop. To that end, the swinging arm is all ready. That's prepped up. So the missing components are the items that connect the swinging arm and the engine to the frame. So in addition to cleaning the engine, I'm going to work on these two engine mounts, solid but quite dirty. See if I can rub them back, prep them up, get them painted. This one clearly was black. This top engine mount, I'm not entirely sure. I think it was black. There seems to be traces of black in there, so I think that's the way that should go. Rear shocks, rusty, filthy. I don't know if I can dismantle them and clean them up. I'm going to try and slacken this off, get as much tension off as possible, see if I can undo these top bolts. I'm not sure if that undoes it. I think it should. Can they be cleaned up? I don't know. I'm going to try.
Right, so bolts off, washer, and that looks threaded. So let's try. Okay, that seems to be working. Is this still under load? Doesn't feel like it. I'm probably wrong. I'm really not sure. Could that be under load still? It was. But only a little. Okay. Right.
I've stripped down the suspension. Everything seems quite savable. So the rings, the shock absorber, the spring, the top, everything's solid. It all looks okay. All the fixings look alright. The shock absorbers themselves, try and test them. Pulling them out is very stiff, very slow. Pushing them in, very easy. So that to me feels like that is working properly, and they're both the same. So I'm going to try and clean them up. I think the tops should be black. I think everything else should be chrome. Well, it's not going to be chrome, but I'm going to try and clean it and see how we get on. And then the brackets I'll have a go at cleaning in a moment. So a quick clean up later. That bracket's come up okay. I think that remains in just plain metal. So a little more polishing possibly, but it certainly looks reasonable. This one needs to be painted black, so I'm now going to put a primer coat on it and then give that a dusting, and then I'll make a start on the suspension. Haven't touched that yet. Whilst I'm continuing with the engine, one thing I've done is all these old bolts that look pretty knackered. I bought a set of replacement stainless steel bolts for this engine, so I should be able to change them all over for something that looks a lot better. So the dirty old shocks and the adjustment is stuck. Let's just try just a little bit of steel wool, and just see. Okay, here's the worst bit. It's making a difference. It's not removing the actual tarnishing itself, but the remaining chrome is cleaning up alright. So if we look at, okay, alright, that's a pleasing starting point. Get some light on that so we can see. Let's give that a bit more time, see how I can do with the wire wool. Right then, so there's the two. There's the before and there is the after. So it's not perfect, but that's brass wool and a bit of effort. So I'm certainly going to do that with the second one and see how it looks. Okay, so that's the end of the day and the suspension's cleaned up relatively okay. I mean, you can still see it's badly tarnished. The chrome is. I haven't re-chromed anything, I haven't replaced it. I clearly can't do that in the timescales I've got. That's something maybe I could look to replace or have done professionally at a later date. The bracket itself is all clean. I mean, there's still markings on it, but certainly usable, and so is that one, all back to silver. So I think they are ready to be refitted. Well, with the frame still hanging from a rope, that's how the rear bracket goes. Obviously not held on by a cable tie, but I don't have the bolts at the moment. But there's that, and on the back here, just loosely put in place the rear shocks. So the frame is beginning to take shape again. Next thing I'm going to do is probably fit the swinging arm, which is down there. ready to go on, but the main bolts just need a little bit of cleaning up and attention before they're ready. Meanwhile, continuing to work on shining this, which is just taking a long time, and not much visible progress at the moment. One other challenge I've been facing is I've been unable to open the petrol cap on this tank. It was solid. Nothing I could do could open it. And then I had a thought, what about an oil filter remover? So I'm going to try that. Don't have a tripod hand at the moment. So I'm going to put the camera down and see if that works. I'm optimistic. Well, it worked. I managed to open it, but then when I opened it, I wished I hadn't opened it. That is not looking too clever. Now, I was given 2 tanks, and I was thinking to myself I'd like to keep this one, but I think it might be too far gone. I won't immediately give up on it. I might try and clean it up, see if I can get the rust out of it, see if it will be reusable, but I'm not feeling particularly optimistic at the moment. So may have to go for alternative petrol tank. So test number 1, filled the tank with water, and it's leaking from multiple locations. So that, even if I could clean it out, doesn't hold fuel. It's gone. It's scrap. Thankfully I've got a second tank, but yeah, we'll write that one off. Thanks everyone, I'm Ryan. Thanks for hanging out in my garage. So if you want to contact me, Instagram Ryan's Garage UK. Hope to see you again next week. Other than that, take care. Please do like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you again soon.